So the Plant Breeding Education Program in Africa, PBA, is built upon our very successful master's program in agronomy, distance master's program in agronomy here at Iowa State University. We've been very proud of that program and the impact it's had on students here in the United States and a few international students. But the PBA program has allowed us to extend our distance learning technology and style to Africa. And more importantly, it's also allowed us to collaborate with African instructors and faculty to get educational materials to students in Africa.
Small farmers in sub-Saharan Africa and South Asia, they have a very small land area to work with. They are often very poorly served by input providers, by extension systems. And they're faced with challenges like a changing climate, changing pest and disease pressures, and they need a steady stream of new and improved varieties that are adapted to current conditions.
We are part of a larger project also funded by the Gates Foundation called an Improved Master of Science in Cultivar Development for Africa that is being implemented by AGRA. We are working in collaboration with 3 African universities: Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology in Ghana, Makerere University in Uganda, and University of KwaZulu-Natal in South Africa.
The work being done by the Iowa State University PBA EA team fits directly into the work AGRA is doing on training plant breeders in Africa. It addresses the information and content challenge that faces all the breeding programs on the continent.
These materials are going to be a great help to us, but I can see them being even a greater help to many of the African institutions. And the majority of African instructors in plant breeding really seriously want to do a good job preparing the students for the needs that exist. They want to contribute to alleviating hunger through the plant breeding process.
Yeah, I think this material will really be very useful to, Africa entirely, because if you look at our sub-region, coming across useful materials to teach is somehow difficult. So it will really help understanding and then a practical application of the material. One thing that is so important about this PBA material is that also we have a plant breeding pipeline alongside, so students are able to practice what they learn theoretically in class, and this is really important.
It allows the students to learn on their own, and when the lecturer goes in, it becomes one of facilitation. Further explanation is given on each module, and the students have the right, the chance to ask questions because they've read ahead of the lecturer. They are able to ask questions, ask for explanations, and the detailed explanations given by the facilitator, who is the lecturer.
I teach molecular plant breeding at the postgraduate level, and I also teach some undergraduate courses under plant biotechnology. What makes it unique is that we share with the students because it's a web-based or it's electronic, so materials are already available. We share with the students so that the students can read ahead of the class. So when they come to class, they can ask questions, and then the lecturers will then can have more time to explain. And I think the students enjoy it that way. They can have time. There are reference materials provided, so they can have time to read before they come to class.
But the most exciting part is to visit these universities and see students using the materials we are developing. The e-learning modules are, of course, expected to evolve, but they're already making an impact by being used. Students reading ahead of time before they come to class and meet with their instructors and focus on applied activities that are also part of this project. And that gives them time to really critically evaluate the challenges that are facing plant breeding in Africa.
It helps you read ahead of time, prepare your own notes, and maybe when the lecturer comes to teach you, you're able to compare whatever you learned with what the lecturer taught, and it helps understanding.
The videos in each of the modules is very good, because those videos gives us a clear picture of what we are learning, and it doesn't make what we are learning so abstract.
In the modules, like the molecular plant breeding, I've never done a molecular before, but because of this program, I did it, and I'm able now to do something in molecular.
Looking forward to working more with additional partners as this project expands across the continent.
So a lot of people have contributed to making the PBA program a success, and it's appropriate, I think, to thank them. Most importantly, I want to thank Dr. Souza for his leadership of the PBA program. The faculty of Iowa State University have put a lot of effort into this program, and I'm very grateful for the time they've taken to develop course materials, work with the course developers. I need to thank our course development team here at Iowa State that's been led by Gretchen Anderson and some other folks that we've had working on it. And most importantly, we need to thank Gary Atlin, an ISU alum who now works at the Gates Foundation, and we need to thank the Gates Foundation for the funding that they put into this program to make this dream of ours a success.